Let's also talk about the looming mortgage cliff. People are set to sell their homes because they can't afford their repayments. So this is going to grow, right, in the second half of this year. This issue where people have been on fixed rates, and now all of a sudden they're being hit by all of these interest rate rises, and they're thinking, all right, well, I can't service the loan, so I'll have to offload this thing.
So, Ben, there's 1.3 million households that are coming off fixed to expiry from last month to June next year. And if you think about what does that mean, your mortgage repayments are going to double or triple if you're going from -2% to 6.5%. That's what's happening, Ben. And this is a concern, and I have already started to see the signs of distress selling.
Now, you say that the properties that are bought in the last few years are the ones that are most impacted. So give me some examples where people have come into the market relatively recently, and then all of a sudden they've been hit with interest rate rise after interest rate rise.
Okay, so 2 weeks ago, property on Canterbury Road, Punchbowl, bought 12 months ago for off the top of my head, it was sold for 2.75 million, and it's just sold the previous Saturday, so 1 year later, for 2.45 million, thereabouts, so $300,000 loss. Property at Mascot was bought a year ago for $2,250,000. I did the auction 2 Saturdays ago. Not a single buyer to be seen, not even $2 million.
So it's the people who've come in relatively recently who are really feeling the pain the most.
They're the ones that actually have gone in, bought a property, paid over the top, got emotional, are being impacted by the loan repayments, and they've got to sell.
Okay, this is Tom Panos we're talking to. He's a auctioneer and real estate coach. There is a report out today, a warning for younger people about property. People who don't buy a home by their early 30s are less likely to own a home later in life compared with their parents' generation. So how many younger people are actually getting into the property market, and how many do you see who are desperate to get in but they just can't afford it and they're missing out?
Look, Ben, the ones I see at an auction that win normally have got their parents next to them.
Is that right?
Yeah, and you can tell that the parents have probably gone in and said, I'll contribute towards the deposit, or I'll help you in some way. They're the ones that have a chance in competing and winning against even international buyers. So it is an issue, and I have to say, Ben, I actually agree with that article, because I noticed that there's a lot of people in their 40s that are tenants. I think there comes a time in your early 30s, mid-30s, where you just turn around and say, this is just too hard. So you just accept that you will be a tenant for life.
Have you got some auctions locked in for this weekend? Is it a busy weekend coming up? I mean, how many people are out there selling? I don't need exact numbers, but what's the mood at the moment? What are you seeing as far as the number of people who are saying, righto, it's ready to sell?
I think this time around, Ben, spring is coming early for real estate. There is just, all of a sudden, we've had a shortage of listings for a year or two. It's kept prices going, but all of a sudden, we've got stock coming in, totally booked out. I think I've got 13 this Saturday. And all I can say to you is that I think August will be the new September. So September is the big spring where there's a blitz, but I can tell that there's a lot of people coming onto the market very quickly. I think one of the reasons, Ben, is that they're preempting that there's going to be a lot of distressed sellers on the market in September, October. They want to sell before them. They understand it's better to sell when there's less stock on the market. And I think that's probably one of the main reasons. The second reason, Ben, there's a lot of stock, is that people are getting in a position where they have to sell.
There are some tough times going on at the moment, and you'll be seeing a lot of it firsthand. We really appreciate your analysis. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you so much, Ben.
Tom Panos, the real estate coach and auctioneer.